yourself and tell us what you're up to music-wise at the moment.
Okay, thank you for having me here. And yeah, my name is Bill Michalakos, which I have an easy way, you can call me Bill. And I'm a guitar player for the last 15 years, and I'm from Greece.
So 15 years altogether. How many years in the UK playing guitar?
Oh, I just came here.
Yeah.
I mean in September.
Yeah. And you're at Salford Uni?
Yeah, I'm in Salford University at the
Yeah.
moment, bachelor student, undergraduate student, and
You're doing popular music and recording, right?
popular music and recording. That's right.
Yeah. So I did that course. Jack, the other tutor, did that course. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm doing quite a few stuff on session work, studio work.
That's cool. I always forget that a lot of people who aren't musicians, they might not know what session work is.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I always say I do a bit of session work, and then like, what's that?
What
So,
is session work?
Yeah, tell everyone what session work is.
Okay, session work.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. It's a good job. Well, basically, whenever someone wants a guitarist or a musician in general to record some music, a composer or an arranger, they call musicians to do the job. So someone calls me and they say, I have a piece of music, do you want to play on that? And I say yes, and I go to the studio and things get done.
Yeah, that's cool.
Simple as that.
So you do a bit of session work. Are you gigging in a band at the moment?
Yeah, but not regularly, like casually. I'm playing in a band called Wakamaya, and it's a Latin band.
So where are they from?
Well, Jose is from Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Yeah, Venezuela.
Oh, cool, yeah.
He's a great musician. He, Latin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn from him, and yeah.
So you're doing that. You mentioned your hip hop and funk.
Yeah,
band,
I'm playing in a band called Three Figures, and
Three Figures. Have you got a Facebook page or anything?
yeah, we do have.
So
yeah, I'm a new member to the band.
So is it facebook.com/Three Figures or Three Figures Music?
I'm really not sure.
We'll post it in the comments.
Yeah, why not? So, and we at the moment we're writing stuff. We're writing music and lyrics, and hopefully we're going to record them and play some gigs.
Do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. So when you're teaching a beginner guitar student, where do you start?
Well, the key thing, I guess, for beginner students is to make them feel comfortable and confident that they're able to play the guitar.
Yeah. Because a lot of beginners are nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember myself. It was difficult.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, how old you would have been when you started?
13 to 12,
12,
13,
yeah,
somewhere there.
about that, maybe
Yeah,
10 or
yeah.
11, yeah. So when you have a beginner student in front of you, what usually happens?
Well, it depends on the age sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if it's a kid, I'm trying to make the lesson fun, Maybe it depends on the age always. I mean, I've tried drawings, I've tried games, music games.
Yeah, I do stuff, but
yeah. But if it's an adult, it's still fun, but in a different way. We start doing some exercises on the fretboard, right, left hand, picking hand, fretting hand. Well, the beginning is always a bit tricky, but we're here to make it easy.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
So if you have an intermediate student, what do you teach them? I always think an intermediate student is someone who has maybe had a few lessons with someone else already, or they've taught themselves online,
yeah.
or maybe just taught themselves just from listening to music, and picked up a few things on their own.
Nice.
So what do you normally do with an intermediate student?
So yeah, first thing is a discussion,
Yeah.
so that I understand when did the student start learning music, why, how, and and generally what kind of knowledge did they get out of online or here, practicing. Generally I would focus more on theory.
I find a lot of intermediate students want that.
Yeah, and they don't really know
Yeah.
that it's an actual thing. It's an important thing to know.
What would they use the theory for? Just in fact, to be fair, a lot of people watching this might not know what music theory means. So what should we tell them about that?
So music theory is basically a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tool because you might know technique. You might have a good ear, which is very important to be able to pick up the notes or the chords. But it's going to be even easier when you acquire the skill.
Yeah.
And actually use it while playing. So
That's
what theory means to me.
Yeah, you used to when you were playing before, that was all improvised, was it? Mostly, yeah. So you can use it to improvise better.
Yeah.
To use it to write stuff.
Composition. Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah. So do you teach any of that improvisation and composition?
Yeah, I focus on improvisation mostly.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, different techniques, different.
That's usually something that intermediate students really want to learn.
Yeah.
Improvisation.
So that we make it more interesting. The techniques like bending, slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, which are, an intermediate student would use this.
Yeah.
Maybe would try to make more interesting the sound that comes out of the amp.
But let's talk about what you do with your advanced students. So I always think of an advanced student as I guess someone who wants to be a full-time musician of some kind, whether they want to...
Professional.
Yeah, be a professional, whether they want to teach music, whether they want to get some paid gigs, maybe they want to do, like you're doing, the course at Salford or the RNCM thing, just one of the Manchester music degrees, something like that. So what do you do when you have an advanced student like that?
So an advanced student would probably like to focus more on technique, sight reading.
Yeah.
Sight reading is very important, and many people, especially guitarists, we don't really like that.
So that's something you use when you're doing session work?
Yeah, I use it all the time. Sight reading is a tool, like music theory is.
Yeah. Particularly if you want to get paid for playing sight reading.
Exactly. And if you want to do it fast enough, let's say that someone is calling you for a gig in 2 days. And you have to learn 30 songs. There's no way you can learn them. They will probably send you the scores. And you have to read it. You don't actually need to remember anything.
Okay.
This is still musical. It's not killing the creativity. But if you do it right.
Yeah. So you can teach an advanced student sight reading.
Improvisation, ear training.
What's ear training? I know what ear training is. I promise I know. I mean, for some people watching might not know what ear training is.
And some people have perfect pitch, so they don't even need it. But that's another story. Yeah. So ear training is when you can actually listen to whatever someone is playing without necessarily needing to be able to read it or how could I explain it better? You can hear a piece of music and you grab the guitar and you can play it without reading it, without having me telling you what it is. Just from listening.
So you can teach people to do that. Because people often see an advanced guitarist do that, and they think that that you haven't learned how to do it. They think that you just know that already.
Yeah.
But you can teach that.
Yeah, everything can be taught.
Yeah, yeah, everything can be taught. Yeah.
Some people might get it faster, some people slower, but everything can be taught.
Cool.
In
So
music.
you teach some improvisation, some sight reading, ear training.
Theory. I'm a theory geek.
Yeah,
You
right,
have-
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
good. Yeah, like
You have to know that.
yeah, yeah.
I'm the boring guy sometimes, but yeah, I try to make it fun.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
But when you use it for improvising, it's always fun.
it's
I
always
think.
fun.
If you have a student who feels like they're really struggling, like I get some people come in and say, for the first lesson, they might say, "Look, I've tried learning guitar before, and I just wasn't getting anywhere, and I'm still trying now, and I'm just not learning." How can you help someone like that?
Well, as I said earlier, people have their own pace. Everyone has his own pace. So someone can learn faster, someone slower, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. And there are many
Yeah, yeah.
techniques to make the student feel more comfortable. To reassure them that it can happen. you know.
yeah.
I would probably try to approach this as make the lesson more interesting
Right.
by
Yeah,
finding songs that are easy but in the style of the student. You know.
yeah. That's like their preferred style of music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because for any music genre there are songs that are easy, difficult, in all sorts of levels.
yeah, yeah.
So I would probably try to do this and make the lesson interesting and rewarding to the student.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. And you'll get them there. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Eventually it happens. It's always difficult. And one thing I would like to say is that every artist has sometimes doubts on their progress.
Yeah, that is true actually. Yeah,
I always had doubts on my progress.
yeah.
But this is the thing that makes us move forward and makes us look for something better in the future.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I see sometimes our progress is like a line that goes up and down all the time.
Yeah, so you're not like you start playing guitar and you get better like this.
Yeah.
You might get like not better for a few weeks and then you might go up. And then some weeks you might feel like you might feel like you've gotten worse. Yeah.
It can happen, but it's nothing wrong. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
it's
that.
okay to
because
go
it
back
happens
and
to
forth.
everyone.
It's real life.
Even to people we actually love or take influence from, they have the same thing too, but it's not visible because there is a certain level.
And then that's when we hear them play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But until they got there, there's been a long way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I would say to make someone feel better, because we're all there. We've all been there, and it happens to everyone.
Yeah.